Hey there, it's Robbie at the Sampleist, and today we're checking out Fragments Modern Percussion by Sonuscore. Fragments is a unique take on percussion that mimics the beat of the city. They took snippets of organic sounds and made a really low-key rhythm library that works with so many types of tracks. There are 100 presets with different ways of changing the overall sound, and it runs on context 6.7.1 or higher and can be run on the free Contact player. Fragments Modern Percussion is currently under an introductory sale for $79, and the full price at the end of the sale is $99. In this video, we'll be going through some of the presets of Fragments Modern Percussion, do an overview of the instrument and the composition, where we'll hear this very unique percussion library in context. I'm eager to go through this with you, so let's get after it. Before we start diving into the overview, I do need to state that while the library has been provided to us by Sonuscore at no charge, they are in no way influencing my thoughts and opinions on the library, and the developer has had no input or previous visibility into the video before we put it out. Alright, so here we are with Fragments Modern Percussion. Let's go. This library is crazy. To me, this is amazing. So let's start with the first sound. Well, first preset I should say, which sucks you in, at least for me it does, and it's just called Basic Pulses 1. Really cool sounding. You can mess around with all this. Let's just do that real quick. That sounds cool and all, but now let's add another thing. If you look underneath here on the bottom of the screen of our Contact, you'll see particles show up. And that's the tone and the density rising. In this case, the density at least is going to affect the snare drum. So let's just put it at the bottom, raise the mod wheel. That's awesome. Great start for a library. And we'll go over some other things here later. Let's jump to Evolution 1. So that was just the tone being affected by the module. Let's add some density to it. Might be a little heavy. Let's do it to... Actually, yeah, it looks like it's best for just the bass drum here. Unless you want to change some rhythm. Let's just do that. Add some density. If anything, it just fills it up. Really cool. All right, let's move on to Trippin' Clocks. Focus it. Oh, and here you go. You have the info here. It tells you what it focuses on. These are all mixed, and we have some body type of sound. We have a mech. That's awesome. I could see this using trailers for sure. Let's go to Trippin' Bots, back to the body. Can't see it, but I'm dancing. I wish I had this for some of the Lifetime movies I did. Would have made my life so much easier. Oh my God. Check out Funky Pulses 4. Excuse me? What? That is cool. That is cool. I'm stunned. That is unexpected. Something I forgot to mention. Clicking can sometimes cause the preview. I think if you double click it. Now this is tension right here. Good tense moments. Let's check out Bambosa. Careful with that bass drum. Yeah, careful with that bass drum. It'll hit you hard. Let's check out, let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's go to City Pulses, because this, from their site, they talk about they take sounds and all that is influenced by the city. So better to have something that has city in the name. Let's check another one. I don't know why, but I'm getting some PTSD from when I had to run across Grand Central Station back in New York City to catch the Metro North to get to school. This is awesome. All right, Cyber Pulses. Check that out real quick. So here's what I'm going to do. Since at the moment, I think that the default is that the mod wheel affects all this. This is a user interface type of thing, but we're going to mix some stuff up here just so that way we don't crush what we're hearing with the bass drum here. So right now, so the density is what I'm going to focus on here. Overall, I am just going through, mainly playing the key here, C, just so you can hear the whole thing. Let me just do this. And now let's check what this one does. Now that snare drum sound is something I could see myself using a lot for a lot of things. Awesome. All right, so let's check out the reflection pulse. Let's fill this up. Let's change things up just a little bit. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so let's skip way ahead. España. There we go. Let's try España. I feel like I gotta catch a train again. Add density to this. So much dancing coming on my end. Modern heartbeat. So good. All right, we're gonna do 2 more. Okay, so this is cool. We have basic pulses 1, and we can choose different time signatures. We're gonna do this one. We're gonna do 7/8. That's cool. We're gonna add some density. That's really good. And it looks like you can add more sections here if you want to make some. All right, so the last one we'll do is urban fluctuations in 6/8. Cool, cool, cool. Let's fill it up. Yeah, this is really good. I could see this used on tons of library type music, tons of little trailer, lighter trailers, I should say, or some tense builds in trailers, tense moments in films, and many other good moments in films. I could see this library used in rom-coms. I could see it used in thrillers and suspense. And I never thought I'd say that about a library like that isn't just orchestral. This is really cool. This is very unique, and I do think that they've made something that could be used all around. So yeah, let's head on to the next section. All right, so let's go over the user interface because this is an insanely cool library that does a lot. So we have the bass drum, snare drum, and something called Fragments. So let's play Fragments real quick. That's like the faster layer. This is in the medium, and this is the slower layer compared to Fragments. And you can change what type of material you use. I think that's really cool because then you have different types of sounds, and you could layer them too. It goes from wood, metal, mech, and body, and then user, which we'll go to later. You can also use this knob to adjust what types of sounds play, with 1 being more dull, and then the higher number, this one it's 3, for Fragments it's 17, it's different for each knob. The higher you go, the brighter the sound. Then you'll see this down here. Now this is cool because you can adjust the range that the sound will randomly play. In this case, the pan is where it will be in the stereo spectrum here. So if I adjust this to go all the way, it's going to randomize where it will play all over it could be all over the place. It's randomly going left, right, and center. And the same thing here with the sound. It will play all these different sounds in this range. So if I do it here for fragments, it'll play all 13 to 70. In this case, it could go through all of the sounds randomly as I play the fragments. I think it's really cool that it does that. And then you can add density, which adds more to the rhythm sample here. Let me just raise that up and you'll see the orange-ish looking layers. So that adds more to what you'll be hearing. And we'll go over also what the module also affects, because right now you'll see that there are multiple lines here. The module is affecting the density, as you're seeing here. It's also affecting something called tone, which we can, and I'll show you the control for that later. And then there's this cool button here called Engine. So right now you hear all these sounds, but if you press Engine, you can access each sound individually. And that I think is really cool, because with that, you can write your own type of rhythms and all that, and still combine maybe different things. I think it's really cool how it works. You don't have to combine it. You can just combine it from here. Awesome stuff right there. You can also randomize. You can change the subdivision. You can do 14/8 time signature. That sounds kind of funny. Let's try it. Pretty cool rhythm. 14/8. 14/8. Interesting time signature. All right, let's move on. With the effects, you have your big reverb button. You can change the size. I believe this is the compression right here. How much of the reverb you're sending. Oh, how much of the signal, how much of the signal for each layer you're sending to the reverb. You have the delay, which I really enjoy for the faster moving parts. Your EQ, and your filter. So with this one, it changes how the way the filter is really working. It's random for the steps that you go here. So if you're going up, it'll be random as it goes up. Down, it's going to keep going down. Go from the last step. Let me just press it. Let me just do it actually. Why not? And then we can just hear how it works. I have it set up. Let's put it on down. And so on. I think that's really cool. So then, in a way, it's like you have something kind of melodic-y or something moving. So that's more tonal. And here you can change the size of the reverb. Here you can change whether it's the mod wheel or the expression for density and for tone, and you can set the minimum value for when each command is at its lowest and at its highest. And then you're probably wondering what this is. Now this is cool. With this, you can upload your own sounds and have something for fragments, snare drum, and the bass drum, and you can change the volume for it. Right now it's just set here at 0, so you're gonna have to raise that in order to hear it when you go to the main screen and press user for that layer. And then you can adjust the attack, so you can have a softer, rounder attack. I think that's really cool, because then you can really change your sound a little bit so that way it fits the rest of what Fragments is doing, as well as the mix of the track itself. I think that there's a lot of room for creativity and endless possibilities if you have your own sounds. So if you have this library and you want to try something different, go ahead and record your own blips and knocks and all that. Put it in here, try it out, especially with the tone and density it built in. It's going to be awesome. And you'll hear it in my composition. I use some things here too. Speaking of which, let's head over there. Let's listen to it and check it out. All right, so here we are with the composition. I did this really quickly, using different aspects of the library. Fragments is so easy to use, so cool to use. It's user-friendly, and you'll see what I mean. And you probably already saw some aspects of the user interface. You'll see some other things in context here. So the first track here uses basic pulses, the opening preset, and yeah, it says basic, but it sounds anything but. Such a good opening sound for a library. Gets you hooked in. And the next track says basic pulses 3, and that's the good starting point for it. But as you'll see, and you probably saw in the user interface, all these keys are open now, so you can just mess around. And that's what I did. I wrote my own lines here using the fragments mainly, and I'm also using a delay, so it sounds like it's constantly playing. And I'm increasing the use of density and tone with the mod wheel, as you'll see right here. Look at that. Really nice stuff. All right, the next one is Evolution 2. Let me start it from the beginning of one. You don't see it, but I'm kind of dancing here. This library is really cool. If you ask me, this is like an unsung hero type of library because it goes after the types of sounds that everyone really tries to get a good grip on when it comes to action cues and stuff like that. Really, really nice job by Sonuscore on this. The next one is Funky Body. And it's also using the different sounds that unlock once you press the engine key. So you're using your own type of writing, your own writing, and using their sounds. Let's skip ahead. And then the final use here for fragments, I went over just using a pulse. That was a preset. Taking the preset and just writing your own type of pulse or writing your own lines. This one, it's called Use Sound. That's what I wrote, and Waifu. And my wife might hear me. Don't tell her, she doesn't. But I'm using a sound from her, and I put it in here. And you'll hear it. Let me just solo it, and you'll just hear it. And the fact that I could do something like that is awesome. I have a lot of recordings with knives, swords, hits, like actual organic hits that I think I could use in this, and we'll just have a ball. Oh my God, I'll just have so much fun with this. And have a lot of uses for tracks. Great work, Sonuscore. I applaud you. Well worth it. But yeah, that's it for the composition. I hope you liked it. My final thoughts for Fragments Modern Percussion is that I am blown away by it. Honestly, there's so much variability, so much room for creativity, even within its own presets. With the ability to use the mod wheeler and change the amount of sounds that are used in one go, I find that great. And you can hook that up to different CC commands, and it'll just lead to so many different types of possibilities that it'll always be fresh. And then the fact that you can take the samples yourself, make your own beats, which is really cool, or put your own sounds in there and then put it in and do your own beats with your own sound, or use the rhythms from presets with your own sounds. That's just something else to me. I know some libraries let you put your own samples in, but for some reason something like this is just so different and unique, because you can mix the sounds that you have as well as the sounds from the library to make some really cool rhythms. And if you ask me, how can you beat that? Especially for the price. Something like this could just fit with so many types of tracks, whether it's films, games, and so many genres in there. I can even see someone using this for rhythm tracks and trailer music. For the price, it's well worth it, and I'm eager to see more stuff that they make, because I haven't used this company's libraries as much, and now I'm gonna have to really look into them, because this is just very impressive. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe to the Sampleist, and by all means, please comment, tell me what you think this would be great for, this library, how you would use it, what sounds you think could work really well with it, since you can put your own sounds in there. And by all means, comment anything else or any questions. If I check it out and I see the questions or anything, I'll respond to it. Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.